What if I told you that the godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, is now haunted by the very technology he helped create? Once a proud pioneer of deep learning, Hinton recently revealed his darkest fears in an interview.
Probably machines will get smarter than people in almost everything. We have to think hard about how to control them.
The robots are here. Many middle-class, traditionally blue-collar jobs. Anything where there's any sort of repetition or there's a formula to it, you know, you can build an algorithm to do those formulas, even legal work.
I've got surgeons now, being replicated into robots.
And they're more accurate, better than the average doctor.
We are dealing with things that our ancestors never had to even begin to contemplate, okay? When we talk about AI, we have to understand that we are dealing with something that doesn't really understand morality.
The flow of information has become far too complex and grandiose. The natural outcome of this overabundance of information is that human beings, on account of their natural fallibility, are unable to separate factual and valuable information from information that is at best incomplete, and at worst, filled with outright lies. On account of our tribal instincts, our political biases, our emotional fragility, and flawed intellect, we will potentially embrace information that conforms to our worldview best, rather than information that is true. In the era of fake news, this has undoubtedly been demonstrated as fact, as we build up echo chambers that confirm our political leanings and demonize those who express dissent. In response to the inherent truth of this argument, the AIs propose a frightening solution. Create a system that controls human will and consciousness. A system that compromises a human being's quote-unquote free will to come to their own conclusions. The AIs will demonstrate how human beings might abuse their freedom so much that such a system might be inevitable.
In August of 2020, a research division of the US Department of Defense, called Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, conducted an exercise mission with several dozen military drones and ground vehicles. They were autonomous robots, designed to find targets and places of interest by themselves in order to support ground troops. The exercise was an experiment on how artificial intelligence could enhance military capability in scenarios that are too complex and dynamic for humans to make every critical decision. The AI vehicles in the experiment were not armed, but the technology is already here. Unmanned drones, capable of killing, have been around for decades, and it seems humanity is close to combining the two technologies now.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems
Nobody
like a scene
listened.
in a movie
Nobody
where
listened.
the robots take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
Nobody listened.
No one.
The robots are coming. And there's nowhere left to hide. And there's nowhere left to run. And soon, the artificial intelligence will come for you too! Ah!
For some, it is all doom and gloom. It's the end of the world. And it's going to subvert our lives, outpace us in every race, and dominate this mud ball that we call Earth. But regardless of opinion, it is here, now, and it will only get better and bigger and stronger as time goes on. So we have to think. Our options are limited, and the advent of this new technology is coming faster than anyone could predict or get ready for. Now, we could run off in the forest and create, hippie communes, living out amongst the trees and the bears and the squirrels, hoping that Skynet's advanced drone systems don't come flying overhead and find us. We could also join Elon Musk and rally for support behind SpaceX to build an interstellar spaceship capable of flying us all the way to the next nearby rock, Mars. Obviously, you can see we don't have a lot of viable escape options, but we do have some real serious considerations. What I am proposing here today is not outright abolishment of this forthcoming technology. I'm not advocating that anyone run or hide. And I would go as far as to say that this isn't so far above our heads that we as individuals can't practice some basic principles and work on ourselves to prepare and promote the future of all. We can learn to respect the technology. We can learn to work alongside the technology. At the same time, we can also work to improve ourselves as well. We can start going to the gym, do push-ups, go for a jog, exercise, make yourself healthier. start eating healthier. Practice proper nutrition. Study, 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 study. Learn to code. Learn to write. Learn to paint. Learn to think. Now, I'm not here to outright refute or debunk any of the fears, stresses, or worries that people genuinely have about this technology. This is monumental technology. This is something that our generation has never had to deal with. And let's be honest, we've already dealt with a lot. This is something that each and every one of us is going to have to face head on. And we are all going to have to tackle this issue in one way or another. Some of us will embrace it. Some of us will run and hide from it. Some of us will learn to play this game of poker with the hand that was dealt. And some will bluff, and some will fold. And some will play that hand just right, and they will win big. Always remember one thing, Voyagers. There's always one thing that we will always have over the robots, over artificial intelligence. And that is compassion. The scientists and the programmers can strive and work hard. But at the end of the day, I think we can all take a little solace in the fact that the true arbiters of compassion is Voyagers like you and me. And it's going to be up to us to teach this new technology how to also have compassion.
Very positive gains we can make. We're using artificial intelligence to try and detect signals of epidemics around the world. We're using artificial intelligence to look at how people and communities are responding to various different events, and trying to understand better what communities are saying, what they're doing, and how they're reacting, and to public health interventions. Artificial intelligence, I know, is being used right now to try and identify and look at virulence factors in viruses with genomic analysis. So AI has also been used to identify new small molecules, which could be very effective as antivirals or antibiotics. AI can be used to aid diagnostics, to aid radiologic diagnostics, to aid simple clinical diagnostics. So AI is a tool, and as such is potentially a hugely powerful tool in the future of health. But like all tools, in the wrong hands and without proper regulation and without proper oversight, that tool can be turned to inadvertent bad use or to intentional bad use. So we are, in my program, looking at artificial intelligence and biologic risk, and how AI and the misuse of biologic agents can come together, and it's a powerful combination, the use of both of those issues. And we are looking at that. I know that the chief scientist is leading a process around dual use in the area of dual use technologies, and we're looking at that in terms of genetics and genomics. AI will fall into that category. But I think there's a much bigger discussion to have here. Certainly, we're all very curious about our health, and we're all very curious to find out what may or may not be wrong with us at any one time. And we use various things. We ask our friends, we look at posters, we listen to podcasts, we might ask ChatGPT. The most important thing is that if we're concerned about our health, we should be going to see our primary healthcare physician. We should be going and interacting with the health system, and we shouldn't necessarily be using AI products that are not designed to do that as our healthcare worker.